I'm Prachi Gupta. Welcome to today's COVID Bulletin. Imagine a probiotic drink that can treat coronavirus infection. Sounds great? Well, scientists from the Department of Biotechnology's Bhubaneswar-based Institute of Life Sciences, or ILS, are ideating on the same lines. The scientists are proposing to engineer bacteria which express ACE2 receptors, which can then be taken as probiotics to treat coronavirus infection. This proposal is based on the knowledge that coronavirus infects the human cells by binding to ACE2 receptors on the cells, which enables it to grow and multiply inside the human body. As per the ILS scientists, the virus will bind to the engineered bacteria containing the ACE2 receptor, sequestering the ACE2 receptor on human cells. This will control the spread of infection in the human body. The scientists also believe that in addition to inhibiting viral entry, the probiotics might also confer innate immunity and have beneficial effects that control the dysbiosis in the COVID-19 infected patients. This research idea of scientists has been published in a scientific journal named Rio. Let's hear what the expert has to say on this.
We have come up with the idea, can the probiotics, bioengineered probiotics can be used for this purpose. Why probiotics? As you know, like probiotics are living microorganisms. When they are taken in adequate amount, they can confer health benefits. So as they are beneficial to human body without any visible side effects, so multiple approaches have been taken in past to use these probiotics as vehicle to deliver some helpful proteins or other substances. So what we thought, like, can we engineer probiotics which can express this human ACE2 protein on their surface, or they can secrete this protein so that the virus, which has a spike protein on its surface, can bind to these ACE2 proteins present on the surface of bacteria or secreted by these cells. And as a result, this virus will get neutralized or get sponged because they will get sequestered. They are no more available to bind to the actual human ACE2 protein present on the host cells. So ultimately, it will control the spreading of the virus in the body, and whatever residual virus will be left, that might be taken care by our immune system. So this is the overall goal. And the important thing is the probiotics should have a good colonization property in our gut. If they don't colonize in a good amount, then they may not be able to produce this protein in a large quantity for to show itself.
Due to the pandemic, many offices are restricting the number of staff in their respective workplaces. In such a scenario, the cleaning of particularly large campuses with limited staff is a major challenge. Working around this problem, the researchers at the Indian Institute of Technology, or IIT Kharagpur, have developed a vehicle-based mechanized broom. The mechanized broom has been named as Samarjak MB 4.2 and was used to clean the 2100-acre campus area of IIT Kharagpur during the lockdown. The machine consists of two mechanized brooms in the front and one on the side and runs on battery and solar power. The machine also has the capability to move the dirt on roads in angular directions or in up and down directions to fit various road conditions. As per IIT scientists, this flexibility of the mechanical broom makes it suited to clean Indian roads which have undulations and steep curves. Given the infectious nature of the coronavirus disease, the management of biomedical waste has become quite a concern. Towards this, Central Pollution Control Board, or CPCB, has released a pictorial guide on biomedical waste management rules 2016, which got amended in 2018 and 2019. The guide has listed out important strategies that are keys to appropriate management of biomedical waste in India. The pictorial and illustrative components of the guide provide a quick user-friendly view of the important elements of biomedical waste handling, treatment and disposal. The guide also includes the provisions for COVID-19 waste management as prescribed in the Central Pollution Control Board. This guide is a product of joint research by the Center for Chronic Disease Control, Center for Environmental Health, Public Health Foundation of India, and Healthcare Without Harm. Let's hear more on this from the experts.
The main idea of creating this pictorial was to basically about the biomedical waste management rules of 2016 and its subsequent amendments of 2018 and 19, and it highlights some very specific changes that have been there, that have been made in the recent rules, and we have tried to cover every aspect of waste management right from its generation to its treatment and final how it should be transported, how it should be handled, and how it should be disposed of, along with standards for incineration and for autoclaving and for microwaving and several other things. So we have also a few slides on spill management and how we should not allow or let littering happen inside the healthcare facility premises. So it basically is aimed at helping the healthcare workers to understand and interpret rules easily and without going through any text-heavy documents. Because most of the healthcare workers who are handling this waste are not very literate. So it becomes very difficult to train them. So we have tried to develop this pictorial so that they can just simply look at it and then they can just, just follow it. This can also be used as printable posters and pasted on different walls within the hospitals, and people can just simply follow it. So, but with respect to the most important highlight of this pictorial, I would say that we have covered every important aspect of the entire waste management process, and it's not just one.
Biomedical waste management rules are very strong, and they are designed and because many people got together, many microbiologists and many practitioners, many doctors and many environmental scientists. So it is already quite strong to handle any kind of bacteria, viruses, fungi, or any pathogenic microorganisms. So that is why we decided that it is very important that we should follow those same rules of segregation at source. And only thing is, in the case of COVID-19, because it's a very contagious and sticky kind of a virus, which is being transported because of its attachment to surfaces and also through aerosols. Because of this reason, we added a few extra guidelines. That is the Central Pollution Control Board under the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change. They made the guidelines. First, initially a set of guidelines in March, then they strengthened it in April, and final guidelines which are there, which are sort of addressing more or less all the various practical issues. So we recommend that we continue the regular biomedical waste management rules compliance. In addition, a few more, you can say a few more specific points so that it can also address the COVID-19 issues.
That is all for today. We will be back with another edition of COVID-19 Bulletin soon. Namaskar.